This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 499.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Sobey, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have one WordCamp next weekend, WordCamp Vancouver, which is in British Columbia, Canada, September 23rd. It's a one-day camp, it looks like. And I thought it might be online only, but it looks like it's actually in person. So that's pretty cool. So check that out if you are in the neighborhood. All right, moving on to segment one in the news. One thing to talk about here. It has to do with the hashtag WP drama. Only going to say this. So developers raised concern about WordPress.com plugins listings are being outranked versus the .org listings on Google search. So there was a heated discussion that John Blackburn sparked, apparently, when he posted an image of his WordPress user switching plugin ranking higher on .com versus .org, and then a whole lot of drama came after that, and Matt chimed in and whatnot. Anyway, I'm not going to get it too far into it. I'll put a link to the show notes, and I believe the link I have is to the WP Tavern article as well, and then the tweet. So if you want to read more about it, by all means, go right ahead. But then again, you don't have to. So yeah, there's that. So all right, moving on. Anything else in the news? That's it for the news, I think, this week. Yeah, that was like a big newsworthy thing, I guess. Anyway, so moving on, segment two, the meat potatoes. My wife and I just finished Season 2 of The Lincoln Lawyer. So this week I want to talk about redirects. Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself there. Total dad joke. Redirect, your honor kind of thing. Anyway, actually, in this case, I'm talking about redirects, not legally based, but URL specific, since it's a topic that I see come up often enough online with client sites, and one recently as well that we just had to deal with for a brand new site that we built over on my agency side of things. So that being said, I want to talk about redirects, what they are, how they work, when to use them, how to use them, etc. What, first of all, is a redirect? Well, defined by the Googles, a URL redirect is a technique used in web development to go forward from one URL, uniform resource locator, by the way, to another. This means that when a user tries to access a particular URL, they are automatically sent to a different URL instead. So, pretty basic definition there. It's a redirect. You're redirecting from A to B. Okay. Now, why would you need to do this? Well, there are a few reasons. The top 5 that I've come up with are when you change domain names. You know, if you go through a complete domain name change, they go to the old domain, they want to go to the new one. That's number 1. Number 2 would be fixing broken links. Sometimes links do get broken because of that URL change. External links pointing to an old URL, so a redirect can help there as well. Managing traffic. Websites might want redirects to manage traffic flow. For example, if a website is temporarily down for maintenance, a redirect could be set up to send visitors to a different page with relevant information. Apple does this all the time when they have their announcements, like they just did last week. Their store is down, and the redirect just goes to a coming soon page, so that kind of thing. Number 4 here would be SEO and PageRank. Redirects are important for search engine optimization, SEO. When a page URL changes, setting up a redirect helps maintain that page search engine's rankings and ensure visitors can still find that content. And number 5, and I use this a lot, is affiliate marketing. In affiliate marketing, redirects are often used to track and manage affiliate links. So you may see something on kitchensinkwp.com/, hover. That is a redirect that will then go to hover, but it's using an affiliate link behind the scenes there. So it's sent there and I can track it that I get credit for that referral. So now, what kind of redirects are there and how do they work? You know, those first 5 are reasons why you'd use them. What kind of are there? Well, in doing some deeper diving here, there are 3 to 4 primary redirects, but I also found a couple others, about another 3 or 4 that I had never heard of, honestly. The 4 widely known are 301 redirect, which is a permanent redirect. This indicates that the requested URL has permanently moved to a new location. There's a 302, which is a temporary redirect. So it tells search engines that the original URL is expected to return, but not sure when. So continue to index the original as well. There is a meta refresh. While not a true HTTP redirect, this is a method often used in HTML to instruct the browser to automatically redirect to a different URL for a specific or after a specific amount of time. And there's another JavaScript redirect that uses JavaScript to redirect. While it's also not HTTP, it does a similar kind of thing on the client side of things. So again, 301, 302, Meta, and JavaScript. And those I've heard of, and I've seen and have used all those. The ones I never heard of, honestly, was the 303, which is used to redirect after a post request. It tells a client to perform a GET request to a different location. A 307 is a temporary redirect, which is kind of like, I guess, a 302 similarly, but it's moved as temporary. So it's kind of weird. I don't know why there's two of those. And a 308 is another permanent, like a 301, indicating the URL is permanently moved to a new location. I'm not sure why we have duplicate different numbers for the same thing. I don't know. I couldn't figure that out. Anyway, finally, of course, how would you implement a redirect on a WordPress site? Two primary ways. Number one is use a plugin. There are plenty of plugins out there. I'm going to mention one here in a second. So that way, it's just kind of built into the dashboard. You can do all these kind of things, different plugins, and in a plugin to do those types of different redirects. There's also Affiliate WP. There's also Pretty Links Pro. That's what I use for the affiliate side of things anyway. And the other way is a server level redirect, which is using the htaccess file for Apache servers or server rules on Nginx servers. You can actually add code to the .htaccess file. The other couple ways to do it are regex for complex redirects. Regex is registered expressions, if I'm not mistaken, is what that stands for. Regular expressions, my mistake. It's a redirect as well. And you can also do, that's another way to do it if you have a very complex type of redirect. I've never seen that used in my experience yet, but it's out there as well. Now, moving forward, a couple of things you want to keep in mind here is you want to monitor for broken links and update redirects. So you're going to want to check in on your sites consistently. And we do this for clients as well, just as a side note, something that's not really written anywhere, but we do check from time to time broken links and update those as well. And you're going to want to then set up some type of monitoring analytics and SEO tools. So you want to keep an eye out for your analytics to make sure that all the redirects are working. Look for 404 error reports and fix those links promptly. Some caveats when it comes to redirects that I found, which I never really thought about, where you want to avoid a redirect chain. Now, a redirect chain, why is that hard to say, is a series of redirects that lead from one URL to another, and then to another, and so on. This can really slow down the page load times and potentially cause issues for search engines. So you want to keep redirect chains very low, if at all, whenever possible. Don't use them. Of course, you want to test them that they work, basic ones, and you want to possibly maintain an updated redirect list. If you have a list like a document, a Google Doc, Google Sheet that you've set up for redirects, it makes it much, much easier to manage them all in the future. So you kind of know what's going on for each domain that you manage. I'm assuming that you're doing this even for yourself or for clients, but you're going to want to make sure you have a list of what's going on, where they are. So not a bad idea there as well. So again, kind of an overview of redirects, not legally speaking, but URL speaking for websites and development. And it's part of what we do these days. So, all right. That said, moving on to segment 3, tip and tool of the week, which is in the same vein here. I'm going to mention the redirect plugin that we used. It was Easy Redirect Manager. It's called 301 Redirects, actually. Helps you manage and create 301, 302, 307s, etc. Free level and a paid level. I have no connection to them except that we used it, turned it on, and it worked immediately. Really cool, really easy. So I'll put a link in the show notes as well for that as well. So there you go. That is all you need to know about redirects and websites. Well, not all you need to know, but you need to just take some precautions there and how to use them and implement them and set them up and manage them. All right. That's it for this week. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, you could become a Patreon. I would love that. KitchensinkWP.com/Patreon. Again, that's a redirect. If you want to sponsor the show, there's a form on the website. You can fill that out, and love to talk to you about sponsoring the podcast. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right? Bye-bye.